Nobody really knows how old the Fairy King is, but today he was turning Fluffin 500. Tyson, the fluffiest Pomeranian in all of Giggleberry Grove, trotted into the party meadow, his tiny red velvet bow bouncing with every step. He paused, then sniffed, then gasped. "Where's the birthday cake?" A chorus of tiny gasps fluttered through the air. Butterflies froze mid-dip. An elf dropped a sprinkle spoon, and someone in the Acorn Orchestra let out a single tragic toot. The Fairy King's cake had vanished. Petalina the butterfly fluttered down dramatically. We had sparkly frosting, confetti crumbs, a caramel cloud puff center. Who would do such a thing? Tyson's eyes narrowed. "Activate! Fluff power!" Cue dramatic music. Maybe some wind. Definitely sparkles. He began his investigation, sniffing suspicious mushrooms, questioning jittery squirrels, and poking mysterious puddle patches with his paw. Suddenly, whoosh! Something zipped past. Tyson whipped around. "Hey, you!" It was a sneaky chipmunk wearing frosting on his whiskers. It was just a tiny taste," the chipmunk squeaked. "But then the cake rolled down the hill and, it might be in the Glitterberry Pond now." Everyone gasped. Tyson didn't wait. He sped toward the pond, his bow fluttering like a cape. Down the hill, around a bend, through a fairy tickle bush. And there it was, the cake, floating peacefully wearing a water lily hat. With help from Gerald the Pinecone advisor and a very large spoon, they scooped the cake out, soggy but still delicious. The Fairy King beamed. "Now this is a birthday I'll never forget." Everyone cheered. Confetti mushrooms popped. The Acorn Orchestra played their fluffiest tune. And Tyson? He licked frosting off his nose and declared, "Next time, let's order 2 cakes." Moral of the story, even tiny heroes can save the day, especially when they work with friends and follow their nose. As the crowd laughed, the cake began to glow. "Oops," said the Fairy King. "Did I mention it was a magic cake?" Poof! Tyson turned bright purple, but only for a second, before sparkles flew everywhere and everyone got temporary unicorn horns. Tyson blinked, then grinned. Best bash ever. Tyson tries to sniff a clue, but sneezes so hard his bow spins like a helicopter. "Achoo! Wait, was that the criminal?" Gerald the Pinecone advisor gets stuck in a frosting puddle. "This is not how I imagined my day going." The Acorn Orchestra accidentally plays a salsa beat instead of the birthday song. Oops, wrong scroll. The soggy cake slips off the spoon and lands on Tyson's head. Is this my crown now? A butterfly misreads the party script and wishes the king a fluffy wedding. Wait, this isn't a royal wedding? And now, the magical credits. Hold on to your frosting. First up, starring the fluffiest detective in all the lands, Tyson the Pomeranian, cake sniffer, clue finder, and bow bouncer extraordinaire. Next, the birthday boy himself, the Fairy King, still counting candles, and still looking fabulous. Fluttering in dramatically, Petalina the butterfly, official fainting expert and part-time sparkler twirler. Sneaking in with suspiciously sticky paws, Chipmunk. Suspect number 1, or just hungry? Giving us pine-scented wisdom from a royal log, Gerald the Pinecone advisor. Still recovering from last year's icing incident. And let's not forget the toe-tapping forest groove makers, the Acorn Orchestra. More rhythm than roots. Special thanks, with extra frosting, to Glitterberry Pond for being so deliciously inconvenient, to Magic Cake Company for those unpredictable dessert side effects. Seriously, what was in that second layer? And of course, to Tyson for being fluffin' awesome. Like always. Liked it? Laughed a little too hard? Then don't just sit there. Boop that like button. Share it with your fluffiest friend. And subscribe before the cake rolls away again. Seriously, it's rolling. And tell me this. If you had a magical cake, would you eat it or chase it?